Metallica night one, baby. I left Stage Amps a bit early because I wanted to get a decent spot. I managed very luckily to get into the very front section, not the snake pit, but they sort of had like gates to get into the front barrier section, and fortunately I managed to get in before they like shut them off. Just loved it, man. I had so much fun. Made some friends in the crowd who would give me just shots of whiskey, even though I didn't really want it. But I loved it. I don't know. It felt like a surreal, like goosebump moment. Just the opening song and the whole set. I thought was great. Like, controversially, I think I might have preferred. I don't know. Every time I think about it, I flip between night one and night two of Metallica. But there were some songs in this set specifically that were just amazing. Lux Eterna specifically was like...
I do like that one.
One of the
I
best
don't
songs
get
of
the
the
hate
set.
for that song.
So
I think it's great.
That was an interesting point. That I think the wind was kind of blowing it towards camp. Me and Ruben were back there chilling, and we heard Lux Eterna in particular, and we were like, "Fuck, they actually sound really, really good." I didn't really have any interest in seeing Metallica originally, and I came with kind of watch some of night two on Saturday. But even like from quite a while away, and I know there were noise complaints as well.
I was going to say, you weren't just hearing it from camp.
Yeah.
Allegedly, people from up to 15 miles away could hear Metallica quite clearly.
But also sounding really good. I remember hearing I think Nothing Else Matters from quite a while away.
Probably my favourite song of the set, I think.
Just sounded really, really good from there. So did end up watching some of night two, but we'll get to that in a bit.
But the 1-2 close of Seek and Destroy into Master of Puppets. Just, it was surreal.
Metallica, night number 2. First time I saw them, and if I'm honest, I was just bitterly disappointed and not impressed. I know there's the whole thing of what Lars is like as a drummer. I know I didn't stay for the whole set, probably maybe 7 or 8 songs, but it was just sloppy. Fills were in and out of time. There are points I think where you were saying like he'd finish it and then not know where to go, and he'll just like come in and out of the bars, like nothing's on time with it. And there's one point where it looked like Hetfield went behind him to try and help him keep time. I think there's one of Kurt Hammett's solos also that I think he flubbed a little bit, which I heard it and I was a bit like, oh shit. And yeah, it just very underwhelmed.
Although they weren't perfect, I still enjoyed the second set as much as I enjoyed the first one. What I saw of it anyway, because the only reason I left early really was because I just wanted to sort of get down the doghouse really.
I think at that point you might have had a blue slushie as well.
I did have a blue slushie.
Blue
That's
slushie.
what it was.
That was why. Silly Dan was about to come out.
That's what it was.
He turned his cap to the side.
Yeah.
Metallica Night 2 for you. You went back down to the front again, didn't you?
I did go back down to the front, however, I had to leave after the first few songs because I needed a wee. And then I couldn't get back in because it was full. But overall, Night 2 was a very conflicting one for me because on paper, the set list I think was significantly stronger. But it was a combination of like, I moved a bit further back. I was significantly more exhausted on Night 2 than I was for Night 1. I think Lars was sloppier on Night 2. It's a weird one because he's simultaneously one of the best and one of the worst drummers in the world. It's perplexing sometimes to listen to him play because it's like, hang on, that's either the most genius fill I've ever heard or this man does not know a thing. But, I mean, I dipped in the middle of the set, but they reeled me all the way back in towards the end. And, like, the closing 20 minutes, 25 minutes was nothing short of perfect for me. So, overall, I loved it. And the fact that we saw them, or the fact that I can say I saw them twice in a weekend is worth its weight in gold to me. So, I came away happy. I still think that Bring Me did sort of blow them out of the water. And I understand sort of like maybe wanting a little bit more in terms of production and showmanship.
It did feel like they were just sort of doing their thing.
Yeah.
They were just sort of there. It was just another show.
Yeah. But, you know, whatever. It's fucking Metallica. And also, Enter Sandman, I mean, like, modern heavy music as we know it just wouldn't be the same without that song. And I had like a real goosebump moment when that was playing. I just thought, all the bands that have come after and all the bands that have been influenced, like, and it's because of these 4 minutes of music, and that to me was a really like overwhelming emotion that I felt. So I loved it. I think it had its flaws. I can appreciate that.